Hi, you guys. It's Wendy coming to you with a project share. This is, I guess, a weed or marijuana inspired journal. Of course, Washington is a legal state for buying pot. And so lots of friends and clients and so on partake. And so recently I came upon a big stack of weed industry magazines. And so I pulled a bunch of images from those and have been creating a couple of those. So just wanted to share that with you. I altered a book called Another Chance. And of course, I have got my little tassel here. It's got all sorts of purples and blues and hot pinks and so on. It's got one of my little boho beads that I made and showed you guys the other day. I've got a collaged cover here, and it's hard to tell, but this paper that I use both on the front and the back is iridescent. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I've got lots of painty papers, of course. Like I mentioned, I culled lots of images out of those magazines, lots of spots for writing. I've got magazine images. This is a pocket. It's an ad from the magazine. Pocket I created with these hands from the Dollar Tree. Another magazine image. Lots of spaces for writing throughout. Envelope I created from one of the magazines. Background paper just from a Better Homes and Gardens kind of a situation. Magazine ads everywhere. Wrapping paper. Here's another ad from some of those magazines I was gifted. Ad from those magazines. Same. Magazine. This was from those magazines I was gifted. Same here. Just aimed for a color scheme. Here's another magazine ad from those industry magazines. A Nautilus, Perfect Spiral, also from the magazine. This is kind of cool. It's a children's book that the printing was got messed up, and so it created sort of the printing wasn't aligned, and so I think it created a really cool effect. Let me see if I can kind of show you guys. It's the colors aren't aligned, so it's sort of like double vision. So that's kind of cool. Just lots of interesting and odd images here. Also came from the industry magazine. Here's a pocket for something to go in. Another advertisement. This is from an old National Geographic on blown glass. Another industry magazine. Been using lots of as base papers just because I don't, of course my premise has always been that I don't want to, go out and buy a bunch of items. If I find scrapbook paper in thrift stores, that's awesome. But I do need a means of kind of getting some of these color schemes achieved. And so I've been using a lot of magazine ads. And so that gives me the challenge of trying to, cover up those items that are being advertised. Like this is a soap, but you can hardly tell that that's the soap bottle. I mean, I think unless I told you, that would pretty much pass. Here we've got an ad for sunglasses. This is from a Martha Stewart, I think, Christmas issue. So that's kind of interesting. This is also a pocket. This is from one of those industry magazines. This is another of those cover-ups. So this is for Raisin Bran, but I wanted those purples. So I pretty much covered up everything. You pretty much can't tell other than the milk here has been covered up. And this is also from an ad, and actually it was advertising a car, but I was able to get those purples out of it. This is a perfume ad. Just lots of fun spaces to write in. Another tuck spot. I think this is really lovely. Pretty wild. Most people wouldn't do it in their homes, but I certainly would do it for a journal. Pretty cool. Use one of those industry magazines for an envelope. Little tuck spot here. This is also an advertisement, and again, I just covered up the things that kind of show it to be an advertisement, so now you can just see the eye, and of course it's got that little purple rim. So just really cool ways to, conceal that you have used ads, magazines, things like that. They kind of give you the base colors and kind of help you achieve what you want, and you just cover up the rest. Little houses that I created this time around. Here's an envelope. This is also an ad. I love this. I don't think it's a big deal. Maybe you could put something over it, or the person can. There's another tuck spot. Here's another spot where I had a purple background paper and there was stuff going on up at the top that would reveal the product that I was on the page, and I just covered it up with scraps. I think it works. Industry magazine that I put into an envelope. Here is that auto ad, and again, I think it's pretty cool. This time I just kind of cut it so you could barely see the car part, so I got all this purple out of it. Lots of jelly prints throughout that I just started cutting up and using in different places. Most of them are little flaps and tuck spots. There's another house I created, or an arrow, I guess, if you wanted to think of it that way. This is from that industry magazine. A little pocket for something. But yeah, I think it's just really pretty. I like how this turned out. Here's another industry magazine. So more and more I find myself drawn to these sorts of journals that make use of recycled items. There's another little spot here. This is a quote from Black Elk. And then we've got that final page. And on the back we've got that iridescent paper, specialty paper that I got from Joann's. Every so often I'll find something that I can't resist. But anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys. I will be back with you when I complete the next journal, and hopefully you'll be along with me for the ride, and hopefully you're doing well, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye-bye.